Right, so this is my second time trying to vlog. Got it properly wedged in. Today is Christmas Day, 25th, and it has been 2 days since I went out. I think I should be more where I topped up some oil, so my car has a bit of oil in it. Hopefully. I'm talking about engine oil, not petrol. So there's that. Let's go. I stole it. Bad driver. Alright. So today has been a rather long day. So where should I start? I might as well just say this because this is the most biggest occurrence going on in my life. This past 2 or 3 days, 3 days, I'll say 3 days. Actually 2 days. The day I recorded that video, I went ahead and rooted my Poco F1, my spare one, and I wanted the Cyberpunk ROM. Actually, I wanted any ROM, but I chose the Cyberpunk because they say the gaming ROM is good. But the YouTube video said for all Android devices, so I was like, oh, okay, that might work on my Poco F1. Clearly, it did not. It was actually for Redmi Note 7, and that fucking YouTuber, he just said for all phones when clearly it's not for all phones. So what had happened was, I flashed it, then he had update error 7. Then I don't know what I did. I think I sort of blanked out at that point. I didn't know if it failed or not. I was like, oh, okay, that must be normal. And then I just went ahead and rebooted the whole thing, and I just got it stuck in fast boot. So there was no TWRP, there was no ROM, and I didn't panic for a good 3-4 hours. And I think it was a good thing I didn't panic, but it was a bad thing not panicking and not realizing what I'm doing. So there's a difference. You can panic and know what you're doing versus not panicking and don't know what you're doing. So I was the second one, I was the latter. And because of my ignorance, I kind of make things worse for myself. I don't know why I exactly did, but I keep wiping off memory and shit, the data, which wasn't a good thing to do because apparently I kind of wiped off too much that I don't even have a recovery image. So I didn't know what to do, you know? I was like, oh shit. I think I removed my recovery, even my MIUI recovery. I wiped out everything. I don't even know how I did that, but I did it. And it was so stupid, you know? Thinking about it, I really wish I hadn't done that. I really wanted to flash, and basically, I should have. I think the takeaway for me was, don't flash any ROMs that is not supported in your device. Despite people's claiming that, oh, it might work on your phone if you do this and that. No, you need to go to XDA forums, find out if the phone is compatible, and then you flash it. Do not take exceptions. I took exceptions, and that's what happened to me. And I'm gonna cut to near the end. Basically, I'm not the only one who had that problem. A lot of people trusted this video and flashed it, and they returned update error 7. So I'm not the only one. I found out this quite late. After 3 days, I found out what, and I cannot trust that YouTuber name anymore. Game of ROMs. I hate you in the bottom of my heart. Okay, maybe it did work for other phones. Okay, but fine. My F1 didn't work, and I'm not very pro. And you made it sound like it's so simple. Well, fuck you. You made it simple. You made it sound simple. I don't like that. So I bricked my phone. I didn't know I bricked my phone at that point. I still didn't know. Maybe that's why I'm so ignorant. I didn't know I bricked my phone. To be fair, I thought that, oh, okay, I lost a boot ROM. I thought, like, I lost my MIUI. Okay, I can just go to flash it again. I can go to TWRP, flash another ROM, and it didn't work. So I kind of format this, format that. Basically, I ended up with nothing. Okay, here's the thing. ADB devices didn't detect my phone. It's fine, but the fastboot devices in the command line did find out my phone. So I was kind of happy about that. I didn't know it at first. This is still kind of late. Basically, I was going on and on because I was like, oh shit, I need to sell my phone for $50. It was this morning. Yesterday, I was finding solutions to nothing. I tried every single thing. And yesterday's takeaway, I just gotta say, I did too much. I didn't even know what to do. And I came, the YouTubers, especially Munchie, he was like, do you have any, I found out this word, it's called test point. I didn't know what test point means. And basically, test point is your end game. I would like to say test point is your end game. You only do test point if that is your last resort. Clearly, I didn't resort to that because I didn't pay for it. Basically, EDL or test point, you need an authorized account. This is Xiaomi only, okay? Authorized account, you need to pay someone with it because you need someone who has the account and can do the handshake thingy. And you kind of need to be like, you need to buy that account from that someone, and that someone will go in TeamViewer and show you how to do it, on and off, this and that. And I didn't want to pay for it, no matter what. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm not going to pay for it. I don't know how much they cost, I really don't know. Probably 15, I don't know, I really don't. Even if it's 15, I don't want to pay for it. I was like, okay, I need to find a free way. Internet, it's so many resources. The video said, oh, there's no other way. You have to flash it. And I was like, fuck me, I don't want to flash it. I want to sell it. So yeah, second day, end result was you need to pay an EDL account. I didn't want to do that, so I did it. I went to sleep, not having a good night's sleep, had a dream, basically about expectations. I don't want to go about that. Personal expectation, I didn't want to go about that. So, and then today I woke up very early, 5 a.m, I think 5 or 6, I forgot. And basically just trying to fix my phone, and then I don't know, yeah, I still did the EDL thing. I tried my best to flash. I was using Mi Flash tool. They keep saying to flash into the stock ROM. I did it so many times. I think I did it like more than 15 times. And it still doesn't work. And it just sort of like, oh yeah, successful flash. But when I want to boot it, it just says fast boot. Okay, doesn't work. Fast boot over and over. And I was like, oh shit, I really wanted to. I just want to be like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Oh, I didn't go crazy. I was irritated because I'm like, fuck me, I broke my phone. If only I haven't done this and that, nothing would have happened. I kept telling myself that, but at the same time, I was like, fuck this, I'm not gonna give up now. And I did. I'm glad I did. And I just kept on fighting it over and over. I just kept on doing it, and I don't know how I came to it. There was one post. This is when I realized that I soft break my phone, because the XDA post said I soft break and you're supposed to do this to, oh shit, it's quite a lot of people. That's not good, I don't like that. Okay, I'll be back. Tell the story later once I'm done. rice, and there's so many queue. I don't want to wait for that. I'll go Bandar and see if there's any rice. If there's none, oh dear, I'll just head home. I'm not really that desperate. I am desperate. That's the thing. I like that feeling. There's no rice. So there was no rice. Alright, since it's gonna be a long drive, might as well just tell you. Basically, wait, where am I? Oh yeah. Okay, I need to find my story. I kind of forgot where I left off. Basically, it was today. Me Flash 2. Yeah, I did that so many times. Basically, I found out my phone was brick 2 days later. Because I saw the forum post saying soft break. I am stuck in fast boot, and the only way to boot it is to flash MIUI 9 or something. I don't know. I forgot what it was. And I flashed MIUI. I downloaded MIUI 9, and I went. And then I flashed it, and I went to shower. I didn't expect it to work. A little bit of me was like, "Oh, it's gonna start now, finally," and a lot of me was like, "Oh dear." I was waiting for the USB to re-recognize my phone. It didn't for a few minutes. So I was like, oh, it might work this time. And it did. When I finished showering, it did work. And I nearly cried. I was like, oh, finally, it paid off, I'm not giving up. But okay, there's a downside, of course. There's never really, I wouldn't say I fixed it, because I don't think I fixed it. It was more like, okay, you have this temporary life now. You can never ever move from this. It's a bit like, yes, you don't have an arm, but you do have a prosthetic arm, and it might not work the same way as you do, and you cannot feel. There's always a trade-off, a drawback, and mine did have a drawback. Basically, I can never ever change my ROM ever again, except when it's MIUI 10. Anything, as long as it's Oreo 8.1 and it's official firmware. I haven't tried custom ROM on Oreo 8.1. I might, but at the same time, I'm just like, what's the point? I'm not gonna do that. I might as well just stick with MIUI 9. 9. And apparently, I did some speed tests and say MIUI 9 is faster than 10 because Oreo 8.1 has two MIUI versions. One was 9, one was 10. So I was like, okay. Maybe I'll just stick with 9. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick with 9. Even though I don't really like 9, I have a Poco before, and before that ROM, it was 12, and then now it's 9. And there's another guy, I don't talk to the camera now. But still, that's a diesel. I don't really want to use MIUI 9 because it felt like it was such an old thing, I used to use MIUI 9 when I had my Poco F1, and I kind of liked it at that moment. Now I don't really like it because it's old. But I don't hate it. Holy shit, there's red lights everywhere. It's everywhere, it's a red light. But at the same time, I'm just happy it booted. In my heart, before I did all that, I thought it was broken. I was really sad because I thought it was broken for real, and I didn't want it to break. I mean, I wouldn't say it was broken. It was more like, oh, I lost my bootloader, so I cannot boot anything on it. Not even stock ROM or anything. So I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. This seems closed. Oh, there's quite a lot of people again. Quite a lot of people today for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you later again. So that went well. I was fidgeting. I was nervous for some reason. I'm not sure why I'm nervous. I am. Why am I nervous? I don't know why. It's so weird I'm nervous. But I was. Some dude just let me go first and I was nervous as hell. Which I didn't like. But it is what it is. XDA. So I found out I break my phone like today. It was more like this morning, and I was like, oh, I soft braked it. I didn't even know. At first I thought I hard braked it or some shit because there was no fast boot. I was like, oh dear, there's nothing I can do to make it work at all. And lo and behold, it did work. Which is surprising. And I'm not going to pretend and say it was the best solution I could think of, because it wasn't the best solution. Because I think I can buy EDL and get my account fixed. I get my phone but I'm not sure I want to do that, if I'm very honest. But I don't know. I don't think I will. Because, I don't know, what I'm about to say right now is to make myself feel better. In my opinion, I feel like Oreo 8.1 is not that old yet. Because Android 7 has been around since what? 2016? And it's still supported. So a little bit of me is just like, oh, it's still supported. So I don't see the point of, upgrading it. But at the same time, I want dark mode. I don't know, man. Android 8 is old. That is not my main phone. But I need Android 10 to record internal voice because of DMCA or some shit. I don't know. So stupid. Is it not gonna turn yellow or some shit? Is it gonna turn yellow? Now it turns yellow. So, I don't know, man. I mean, it's sort of like, I did all this. I made this problem because I wanted a new ROM. Because of my greed, I basically made that phone unflashable to any custom ROM aside from the first ROM the phone came with. How ironic. It feels like this was meant to be. I know it's not, but it kind of feels like it. I mean, the phone is not broken. It's not broken. It's just that you cannot update that shit. You can. Okay, I'm still in MIUI 9. So technically, I can flash to MIUI 10. And that's considered a flash. Or an update, okay? It's still an update, but still. I wouldn't want to... MIUI 10 is Oreo 8.1, so I don't see the point of updating to a newer MIUI, which is slower, buggier, looks just a bit fancy, and at the end of the day, it's still Oreo, It's not 9, it's not Pi, it's not 10, it's Oreo. So, I don't know. It's a you win, you lose situation. You win because you got it back working. I made it back working. You lose because you made this problem up and now you can't do anything beside it, and you were better off not doing the whole thing. Kind of thought it teaches me a lesson. Always when you flash your phone, always find a fail safe, whatever that is. Like if something goes off, know how to fix it. If you don't know how, there's always a chance that you fucked up, and if you're gonna find a solution after you fucked up, it's a hit or miss. If you're very lucky, there's a free version and you can just sort of do it and fix it. If you don't, you have to pay for it. My god, that's not what you want, That's not what I want. I'm so glad this dude, he just said, I cannot flash any other ROM aside from Oreo 8.1. And frankly, I can tell myself, you know what? I can just find a way then. I can find a way, to flash Android 10 on it. But I don't think I want to do it because I don't think there is a way. The last way is I can try, But this time I feel like I'm shit out of luck. For real. There's a reason why I say this. Because I've done every single thing there is to do, and this is the only solution that I can have that will not break my phone and actually have a, usable phone. This is the most usable situation I can bring my Poco F1 to. Basically the first ROM. And I don't like that. But it's still a hell of a lot better than not having a workable ROM. That's for sure. Like, I don't want my phone to be stuck in fast forward. I don't want that. I want my phone to at least work on something. So, and it did. that I have to settle with this solution, you know? I wish things could have been different. I wish there was a free way. That's all I'm saying. But you can't have everything. If you fail at something, there's always the consequences. And the consequences might not be what you want. But at least it works, you know? That's all I can say. I can tell myself, at least I got it working. But I don't like the fact that I didn't set out to do what I wanted to do, and which was to flash to a newer version of Android 10 or 11 actually, to a ROM that I want, not MIUI, and now I'm forced to be MIUI no matter what, and a lower version. I'm basically ranting right now. I don't like this, but at least it works, which is always a good thing. Sometimes you just gotta stick up with what you want, stick up with what you can have, and that's basically MIUI, the lowest version, the one that you want to get rid of, and now you're stuck with the lowest one. But I did Geekbench, not Antutu, so I don't know how Antutu fares, but I did Geekbench, and it seems that the single core was faster for some reason. I'm not sure why, but the single core was faster in MIUI 9, so there is something going for me. And the multi-core was on par with the Pixel experience, so 2108. The first time I flashed Pixel experience, it was 2.2, yes, because, you know, they have barely anything loaded on it. And then when it took some time to actually recover and shit, it settled on 2K, not 2.1, 2K. So I can say maybe if it's settled, probably 2, or probably 1.9. I mean, it's a bit of a little trade-off, but it's not that big, and you can't tell 100 performance difference when it's that high. If it's low, 100 is a big deal, but if it's 2K, you can't really tell the difference, that's for sure. You know, it's coming from experience. I really need to do Antutu. I have no idea how Antutu fares. I really need to know, but I'll do it probably soon, and you'll know. Or basically, I will let you know if I'm gonna flash it to Android 10 or not. If I did it, you know, I'm gonna tell you on the upcoming vlog. But as for now, I have a Poco F1 with MIUI 9 stuck on Android 8. You know, when the latest is Android 11. 3 versions out of date. 2 more years and that phone is basically kaput. By 2 years, I don't even sure if I want to keep that phone. You know, if I keep it, it will be a miracle. But if I don't, then I'm not surprised. In 2 years, I better abuse this phone as much as I can to get my worth out of that. Because I bought this phone solely. Basically, how did I get this phone? Basically, I had an iPhone 6, and I got really lucky. There was 2 times where I got lucky. The first time I got lucky, but I was being an idiot, and it didn't happen. An iPhone 6, estimate value 150, and I got to trade with a Vivo 5. I forgot what it was. It was a pop-up camera. I forgot what it was, to be honest. No, Y20, Y5 or some shit. I don't remember. And that he gave 3 cases, 1 fast charging thingy, and basically I was supposed to swap it for clean swap, and his value is 250. Mine was 150. I put my phone as 250, even though the value is 150, and he wanted to swap, and I was being an idiot. Basically, I didn't really want to swap at that point. I was like, I still want my iPhone and shit, and I don't know. He said he had his phone set at work, and I thought he was at work and he would go home and do it for me and get it for me. I didn't understand, and then he took me as a troller and not a serious swapper, so I kind of lost my chance there, which is kind of dumb. But then I got lucky anyway. I got swapped with a Realme 2 Pro with 8GB of RAM, and that guy was more than happy to swap. Because see, my iPhone 6 was 128GB, so I think it was a perk or some shit. I don't know. Could be a perk. Who knows? And he agreed, and I was not that excited still. I was like, I had to drive so far for it, but I did drive it. And basically, I swapped that far. I went all the way there, and I swapped it. And then okay, I'm just gonna wrap it up. I swapped it, and then I left the case there. I had to went all the way back there. If you want to know what village it was Tanah Jambu. You can go check Brunei or some shit. And I'm in. I don't want to tell where I am. I'm in Gadong. It was kind of far. It was more like almost an hour drive. It was raining. It was heavy raining, really, really heavy, and I was scared. I was like, "Oh shit, is this divine, manifest destiny moment or some shit?" I have no idea. And long story short, I reached there and I had a great swap. That guy and girl. The girl was the one who wanted it. The guy was kind of mute. I'm not sure. And we swapped it, and I left the case there. And I went home and I realized there was no case. I went all the way back there just to get the case. He didn't come out and greet me, of course. He was asleep. But the gate was open for some reason. I'm not sure. And I got it. And then I kept the Realme 2 Pro for, I think, a week. I didn't like Realme 2 Pro because I don't like the software. I didn't like the build either because the back was super scratched. Crazy scratched. I didn't like the phone. Despite it having... What? Oh, I broke this thing. Oh dear. Snapdragon 6 something 665 or some shit, I don't remember. And it was what else was it? 8 GB of RAM. Mine was 1 GB of RAM with 128 GB. I think the guy mistook it for iPhone 6s. I'm not sure, but he was kind of, because my phone was really clean. I didn't give him the box. He gave me a box, but it was so shitty. I must as well just say, just keep the fucking box. I don't need the box. It's so dirty. I washed the box, and now it's still in my room. I kept it, yes. And then the Realme 2 Pro, and I swapped it with an iPhone 6s for 64 GB. The back was scratched. The battery was 81%. It was so slow. It was so laggy. I mean, it wasn't laggy. The battery kept dying. There was a draining issue on that phone. I didn't know. Apparently, iPhone 6s was draining like crazy on newer iOS 12 or 13 or 14. 13 was draining. I that person didn't update it to iOS 14 for a reason. I guess that's why I didn't update it because I know something was gonna go wrong. Now I left it in iOS 13 and it worked, and sort of like okay, I just left it there, and then I kept it for a week or 2 weeks. I remember I did a review on it. I hated the phone. It was so small. The screen was so small. I'm not used to it. I'm used to a 6-incher. This is a 4.7. It's a 1-inch something difference. I can tell the difference. It was so small. Facebook was so hard to browse. There was no sort. So stupid. And then I swapped it with by adding $50 and also a case that I bought years ago for my iPhone 6, the red $1 case. It was so cheap, but apparently it suited the wallpaper and the person liked it, so there's that. Swapped it with the Poco F1. That's how I got my Poco F1. That's how I got it. And a month later I broke it, and now it's in MIUI 9 forever. Maybe I'll pay for EDL, who knows, or maybe I'll find a way to get it Android 10, who knows. For now, I'm gonna eat, I'm hungry, I'm gonna shower, I'm sweating, I'm hot.